Hello again, David Creel. I'm going to start a three-part series where I'm going to read my book, Road Trip, to you. Okay. From Survival to Legacy, a guidebook to balance success, significance, and creating a legacy that ripples through eternity. Okay. It's a short book, it's very short. But the questions inside the book have the potential to change your life. So, over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to read the book to you. Now, this book is available. Look, it can fit inside your stocking. 20 bucks. 20 bucks could change your whole life. Okay. So I'm going to put a link in the description of this podcast or on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. And if you want to buy it, I'll ship it to you. Now, if you want it before Christmas, you can't wait till December 23rd because I got to ship it to you. Okay. But it makes a great gift. Literally, it has the potential to change your life. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to read out of the book. You can wait for this episode to finish and then the next 2 weeks, or by the time the next two come out, if you order one, I'll just ship you one and you'll have it and you can read it. Okay. Again, it's called Road Trip. Me and Tom Ziglar, Zig Ziglar's son, who runs the Ziglar Corporation now, we co-authored this book together. So, introduction by me. Are you currently like how I was back in 2015? Actually, I'm going to just read this off the digital copy. Okay. Are you currently like how I was back in 2015? I had the dream job, but was completely miserable. I worked shift work, 4 days on, 4 days off, rotating days and nights. I had finally made it, but I hardly saw my family, never on the night shift except for on FaceTime. I was simply going through the motions. Most days were exactly the same as the previous day, and the day before that, and the day before that. My boss paid me just enough to keep me from quitting, and I did just enough work to keep from getting fired. Then, on the last day of September of 2015, my boss called me and said, "Your services are no longer needed, effective immediately." That turned out to be the biggest turning point in my life up to that point. With a wife and a toddler at home, I had no clue what I was going to do for income to provide for my family. Luckily, back in the summer of 2015, I had started pressure washing on the side. After the call from the boss, I decided I would become a full-time pressure washer. Of course, I've made some mistakes along the way, but since that time, we haven't missed a bill or a payment, and I've got more time freedom than I could ever have dreamed about. I would like to say that I'm responsible for my success, but that would be a lie. The truth of the matter is, nothing I have had, currently have, or hope to have in the future is anything I can take credit for. My Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, is 99.99% responsible for everything, and the 0.01% of the credit I'm giving myself is probably too much. Fast forward to February 2020. I had deleted an email from Tom Ziglar, Zig Ziglar's son, and something within me told me I needed to read it. It was about a webinar he was hosting in regards to becoming a Ziglar coach. I signed up and made plans to attend. During the webinar, I had an aha moment. I'd been searching for my calling in life for several years. I figured it would come to me eventually, or I'd stumble upon it. I strongly believe in this quotation from Les Brown. A job is what you're paid for. A calling is what you're made for. I had found it, my calling. Tom told us in the webinar my all-time favorite quotation that's not from the Bible. You can have everything in life you want if you'll just help enough other people get what they want. Zig Ziglar. This quotation has since transformed into my life motto. Towards the end of the webinar, Tom said that if we were interested in having a discussion about the possibility of becoming a coach, there were a few spots open for a talk on a first come, first served basis. I signed up for one of the spots before the call was over. I was excited and nervous at the same time. Long story short, I got accepted into the second class, and became a certified Ziglar coach a couple of months later. In reality, I've been coaching my entire life, but I didn't turn pro until I worked with Ziglar. We're all in the Ziglar family now. I still own and operate the pressure washing business, and I also have my coaching practice. Was I afraid to take the leap? Definitely. I had no clue what I was getting into. I simply knew that I would do whatever it took to make it happen. Do I still make mistakes? Often. Do I have it all figured out? No chance. Have there been times when I felt afraid, lost, depressed, hopeless, lacking faith? Oh, yeah. But here's the thing about fear. There's nothing to fear. Zig Ziglar used to say this: fear stands for false evidence appearing real. Sometimes you have to jump and grow your wings on the way down. Think of a tightrope walker. It's not the first step that's scary for them because their other foot is still on the platform. It's the second step that's scary. With the first step, they can retreat. But once they start the second step, they're officially committed. How long have you let fear stop you from taking the smallest possible step to living the life of your dreams? Fear is a bully. When faced with a bully, eventually the time may come when you have to stand up for yourself and punch them in the nose. Whenever that happens, you may find out that you're stronger than you can ever imagine. So my question to you is this: how much longer are you going to let fear of the unknown keep beating you up? The time to act is now. Here's a great question for your mental candy. What do you want? To this day, I still make a birthday and Christmas list for what I want. You know why? I believe that if you don't know what you want, you have to settle for what you get. Another great question to ponder is, what is the life you'd love living? If you live in America, you live in the greatest land with the most opportunity the world has ever known. Jim Rohn said this about America: it's the land of as much as you want and as much as you wish. Oftentimes, the person who is most responsible for holding us back from our dreams and goals is the person looking back at you when you brush your teeth each day. Will you make mistakes? Yep. Will you be unsure about the path ahead? Most likely. Will you have setbacks mixed with opportunity to improve? No doubt. I'm not even going to begin to think I've got all the answers to life's problems. However, I can say this about whatever situation you're facing at the moment or will face in the future. Oh, well. Sometimes you do the best you can in any given circumstance with the information you have at that time, and let the chips fall where they may. No one is perfect. Everyone messes up. Me too. I mess things up too. Again, no one is perfect. Next, learn what you need to from the failure or setback or disappointment and pick yourself up. I've heard it said like this: when life knocks you down, try to land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. Les Brown. No, really. There's a word for this one. It's a word that's easier to give oftentimes to others, but it's difficult to give to yourself. Grace. I feel that the most powerful words any coach can tell someone when they're working with them is this: I believe in you. Of course, I probably don't know you, but allow me to say those words to you. And if no one has ever told you this before, let me be the first. I believe in you. Yes, you. You are more powerful than you know. The answers to all your problems are already inside of you, but life might have shoved them so far down that you can't find the answers you're looking for. I had a wise man tell me once, you're only one conversation away from a completely changed life. I believe that to be so. I also believe that nothing major happens outside of a conversation. So if you're reading this and you feel stuck in life like a hamster on a wheel and you're ready to live the life of your dreams, let's talk. Okay. So that's episode 1. That's the introduction to my short but powerful, in my opinion, book called Road Trip. Check back the next couple of weeks, and I'm going to finish reading the book to you. Also, this is on YouTube. If you want to, because there'll be visuals in the next one, because there's a few pictures in the book, you can go on the YouTube and see what I'm talking about. Again, this is available to be purchased. $20. If you're interested, I'm going to put the link of how to get it in the show notes. And like I said, this is just the beginning. I got 2 more weeks. This literally has the potential to change your life if you apply what you dig out of this book. So thanks for joining me, and we'll see y'all next week. Have a great one.